Hello and welcome to the Amy Connect tutorial series. Amy Connect is the global marketplace for software service agencies. Today I am going to discuss the following topic in this video. Payment terms on Amy Connect. Before we explain the payment terms, let us share the logic behind them. When two strangers want to work together, they need to build trust. This can take some time. So, to reduce the risk for both parties, we have a simple and secure payment system. The client pays in advance, but the money stays with the platform until the work is completed by the service provider. The client can request a refund anytime if the work has not started or within the first week of the trial period. After working together for about 45 days, the client and the service provider will have a better understanding of each other's skills and expectations. Then the payment is switched from advance to post payments. This way, both parties can feel confident and comfortable working with each other. Now let us dive into the payment terms. Let me explain the payment terms. The payment process consists of 5 stages. Stage 1, the client decides to hire a consultant and pays for 80 hours of work in advance. The consultant joins the client's workspace and starts working. The consultant submits the working hours in the timesheets for the client's approval. Stage 2, after the first 15 days, an invoice is generated on behalf of the service provider to the client. The client pays for another 80 hours of work in advance. The client also adds or subtracts the actual hours worked from the previous invoice. For example, if the client paid for 80 hours but the consultant actually worked for 90 hours, then a 10-hour adjustment is added from previous invoice. Client pays for 80 hours plus 10 hours, total of 90 hours in advance as the second payment, settling the first payment for good. Stage 3, after the second 15 days, another invoice is generated and sent to the client. This time, the billing date is rounded to the 1st of every month. This means that if the consultant was hired on the 12th, the billing date will be moved to the 1st of the next month. This is also an advance payment. The previous month's actual work hours are also adjusted to settle the previous invoice amount. Stage 4, from the 4th payment onwards, the payment terms are changed from advance to post payments. The 4th payment is due within 7 days from the end of previous month work. For example, if the consultant worked for the month of November, the invoice is generated on December 1st and the client pays on or before December 7th. Stage 5, from the 5th payment, it is T plus 30 days. Which means, for example, if the consultant worked for the month of December, the invoice is generated on January 1st and the client pays by January 31st. The same payment terms are followed for future months until the client decides to stop the work with the consultant by canceling the contract. The contract can be canceled by the client at any time. To do so, the client must clear all the outstanding invoices and pay in advance of 40 hours to the service provider as a notice period. The consultant works the same way during the notice period. When the notice period ends, the consultant loses access to the client's workspace and the contract is terminated. This is how standard payment terms work in Amy Connect. We have reached the end of the video. Thank you.